A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, in words and music. A mean-spirited, miserly old man named Ebenezer Scrooge sits in his counting house on a cold Christmas Eve. His clerk, Bob Cratchit, shivers in the room because Scrooge refuses to spend money on coals for the fire. Fred, Scrooge's nephew, visited Scrooge and invited him to a Christmas party. The two gentlemen also dropped by and asked Scrooge for a donation to their charity. Scrooge reacts with bitterness and venom, spitting out an angry, "Bah, humbug!" Later that evening, Scrooge receives a visitation from the ghost of his dead partner, Jacob Marley. Marley looks haggard and pallid and relates his story. As punishment for his greedy and self-serving... Sorry, I just got sight jam there. Marley looks haggard and pallid and relates his story. As punishment for his greedy and self-serving life, his spirit has been condemned to wander the earth, weighted down with heavy chains. He hopes to save Scrooge from sharing the same fate. Scrooge is informed that 3 spirits will visit him during the next 3 nights when the bell tolls 1. Scrooge collapses into a deep sleep. I have to hesitate here, sorry, I'm not lost, I'm just to hesitate. There go the chains. He is awoken by the ghost of Christmas past, who escorts an invisible Scrooge to those he watches, to his childhood, his apprenticeship with a merchant called Fezziwig, and his engagement to Belle, a woman who leaves Scrooge behind. And who leaves Scrooge because his lust for money eclipses his ability to love another. Scrooge, deeply moved, sheds tears of regret before returning to his bed. Scrooge sat up in bed. He did not need telling that the bell was again upon the stroke of 1. Now, being prepared for almost anything, he was not by any means prepared for nothing, and consequently, when the bell struck 1 and no shape appeared, he was taken with a violent fit of trembling. 15 minutes passed, and nothing. He got out of bed and shuffled in his slippers to the door. The moment his hand was upon the doorknob, a strange voice called him by name and bade him enter. It was his own room, but it had undergone a surprising transformation, reflecting Christmas joy in abundance. The spirit's eyes were clear and kind, but even so, Scrooge did not like to meet them.
I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me. You have never seen the like before. Certainly not.
I don't believe I have. But tonight, if you have aught to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe.
Instantly, all the Christmas decorations, the plentiful food, and even the room itself disappeared, and they were standing in the city street on Christmas morning. Although there was nothing cheerful about the climate or the town, the mood of the people made up for it. Hordes of them emerged from scores of side streets, carrying their dinner to the baker's shop. The spirit stood beside Scrooge in the baker's doorway, and lifting the covers as the bearers passed, sprinkled incense on their dinners from his torch. It was an uncommon kind of torch, and once or twice, when angry words were exchanged between dinner carriers who had jostled each other, he shed from it a few drops of water on them, and their good humour was restored directly. For they say it's a shame to quarrel on Christmas Day, and so it is, God love it, so it is. The band shares the mood with Irving Berlin's ageless White Christmas.